What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down 3 tips to improve your rocker step at the top of a route, what a rocker step actually is, and just some of the basic mechanics behind making this move and how you guys can create more separation with this specific move, okay? So I hope this gives you guys some value. I hope it teaches you a few new things about route running and what you guys can do to become a better overall wide receiver. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know all the specific exercises that you need to be doing in the gym to take your skills to that next level, to improve your speed off the ball, explosiveness at the top of the route, your overall strength, check out that very first link in the description for our wide receiver gym bundle. What it is, it's an 8-week long schedule of all the specific gym exercises wide receivers need to be doing, broken down with sets, repetitions made into a daily schedule. We give you rest periods, rest days, conditioning days, and all the above. Everything you need to do to improve your on-field performance as a wide receiver, not just lifting like a bodybuilder, okay? So check out that very first link in the description below if you want to get access to that. Let's get started with this video. So this is an inside release corner here from Jerry Jeudy. So we're going to be talking about just the mechanics of this rocker step and 3 things you guys can do to make sure that we get separation on this. So this rocker step, right, like a good way to think of a rocker step is, especially against press coverage, because a lot of the times you can't think of everything like off of steps, I guess you can say. When it's against zone coverage, you can, but when it's press coverage, the way you want to think of this rocker step is you want to be stepping in the direction that you're going first. So it's just like a double up off the line of scrimmage. That's number 1, right? So now let's talk about the 3 things that'll make this improve. Number 1, you have to take an actual first step. What so many receivers do is they don't take the first part of the move and they don't actually sell the post route enough, right? So what a lot of guys will do, you see how Jeudy takes this 1, 2. It's 2 hard steps right there. This is the second step. That was the first step with his right foot, right? Stepping in the direction he's going first. That 1, 2 is what sells the post. That's what sells that you're going back to the inside. That's what gets that DB to sit to the underneath and try to undercut a post route. And I can create some space in this situation where I restack. What a lot of receivers will do is they'll think that they're taking a solid first step, but really it's just a short change step. There's no explosion. They're not pushing off of it. And they just take a really heavy indicator cut with this inside foot to break to the outside. And it just looks like a normal corner route in this case, right? So make sure, fellas, when you guys are doing a rocker step, that you're taking the full 2 steps and you're stepping solid, okay? So now, number 2, it kind of builds off of those 2 things. With the first step of the rocker step, you have to make sure that you are pushing off of this step, right? So what so many receivers do is that they'll come up into this thing and they'll just take the 2 steps and they'll just stop their momentum. There's no explosion off of either cut, and that's not going to get you any kind of burst, right? Because anybody could get separation at the top of the route. Not a lot of people can keep that separation and use the explosiveness from their breaks to help them accelerate out of the break, right? So we got to make sure that that's what we're thinking on. That's what we're focusing on as a wide receiver anytime I'm making a single speed cut even, but especially a rocker step. So you see how Jeudy, when he makes that first cut, it's sudden, but he's pushing. He's pushing off of that foot to throw his hip and to step, not necessarily super wide, but to step wide with the second cut, right? So that first cut has to be solid, and then the second tip to improve that rocker step is you have to push off of that first cut to throw into the second cut. And where you should be pushing should be off of that arch of your foot, that inside arch. You want to strike the ground with your whole foot. Arch of your foot is where the weight should be distributed, and then you're pushing off that inside arch of your foot to throw into that second cut. Now, obviously, this is not something you could think about in the middle of a game, in the middle of 7-on-7, middle one-on-ones. Is detail work that you guys need to be focusing on when you're doing drill work on your own and when you're doing routes versus air work on your own or with a quarterback or what have you. But it's all about the details, fellas, especially when it comes down to eliminating wasted steps at the top of the break and getting out of things a little bit faster, right? So now, last thing that's going to help your rocker step improve, make sure your upper half goes with the move, right? So you see when Jeudy does this, he doesn't keep his shoulders square, because when a DB's in man coverage, even if he's in off man coverage, where he's supposed to be watching hips, this DB's eyes are a little high, kind of looking at Judy's head and shoulders here, and you're always going to lose that way as a DB. But a disciplined DB will watch those hips. So I got to make sure that when I set to the inside move, it's not just a lean with my head and my shoulders. I'm actually committing my shoulders and I'm committing my hips to the break. I'm turning my whole entire body to sell that post break to get that DB to sit back underneath. And you see the amount of separation that we're able to get simply because we sold post. So make sure, fellas, anytime I'm doing a rocker step, I'm taking a full 2 steps. I'm pushing off of that first step to throw into the second step. And then I'm actually selling with my entire upper half to get that DB to bite on whatever move I'm trying to sell. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job by Jeudy working to restack, and great job working this rocker step at the top of the break. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in Florida for our first annual quarterback, wide receiver, and DB camp, January 8th, 2022. Hope you guys could check out the information on that. It's the second link in the description below. If you guys are local to the Florida area or want to just simply come out and make the trip, it's a great opportunity for you guys to get some work in. We're going to have one-on-ones, 7-on-7, live rep works for quarterbacks, wide receivers, and then we're obviously going to be doing positional work where I and 8 other coaches will be helping you guys out with those specific details of the game, okay? It's open to all ages. We're going to split up up the age groups into 3 separate parts, 3rd through 5th, then 5th through 8th, and then obviously we'll have a high school and college section. So if you guys want to come out to that, check out that second link in the description below. If you guys have any questions at all on anything that we're offering or on just this video generally, leave that in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'll see you guys next time.